Hey, everybody. Welcome to a new episode of Real Thoughts with Bob Benham. I am your host, Bob Benham, and thank you for joining me for another episode of my podcast. I thank you very much for joining me, and I am really glad when you do. Um, it is a different podcast, it's not like others. Everything that I speak about comes from here and up there. I don't have any teleprompters, I don't have any scripts or anything like that. Um, I just kind of go with the flow of what comes from the top of my head. So it's just been, the holidays as usual for me anyway. Um, it's just a dim period of the year for me. Um, I've had too many tragedies happen in my life, and so I just kind of I go in shutdown mode, and I try to stay away from people. And sadly, um, I just kind of I just don't really want to do anything. So that's why the podcast really hasn't happened. I've tried to sit down here and put something together. In fact, it was funny. Last week I was sitting here and I uh, am having to do a whole different video system now because the software I was using uh, prior to what I'm using now, for some reason, I lost all the little things you need, like transitioning and all that, and the editing parts that you need to get this thing rolling. For some reason, all of a sudden, just quit working, and I paid for this thing. Um, and boy, that was not making me very happy. I put in support tickets to this company, and of course, nothing went answered. So I was just like, okay, I get it. You people don't want nothing to do with me or to do with whatever. You just want my money, and that's all. So um, now I said, well, it's time to find something different. And so I'm trying this one out, and I'm hoping this works good. It's We're gonna find out. So once I get done with this recording, it's going to be interesting to see how I can get this all put together and hopefully turn out like it needs to. So anyway, some new tricks to learn, some new whatever. It ought to be interesting. But anyway, um, back to what's going on in this crazy world right now. Mm, I, I, uh, I have just, you know, I have just about gotten to the point where um, this country is in a very bad position. Um, I think we're getting to the point where we're definitely in a cold war um, between uh, definitely good and evil. There's no other way to call it. It's just a war between good and evil right now. Um, and depending on the side you're on, you know both sides are going to say they're good, and both sides are going to say that the other side's evil. So it's it's a strange world we're living in. It's just amazing to me um, how the leftists can sit there and say um, how those on the right are evil, are the evil ones. Um, it's just the insanity of it all. I mean, when you sit there and look at, well, a perfect example is the latest thing that President Trump did, which was to take out Maduro in Venezuela. Now, this is a guy that was a dictator, wiped out his people to the point where they couldn't even afford to eat, couldn't afford to have a home, just made things miserable for them all the way around. Um, Partnered with other evil countries like China, Russia, um, Cuba, and just anything that was money making in that country. He was keeping the money for himself. He was doing drug dealing. He was sending narcotics to the United States. And he was the leader of the drug cartels in Venezuela. So, like Tren de Aragua, whatever the hell her name is, Aragua. Um, he was involved in all of that stuff, all the bad stuff. And here, the Democrats are supporting this moron. The fact that he was arrested and brought back to the United States to face charges, they're supporting him. They're backing him. Now, why would you support that evil? Why? And of course, they have no answer for that other than, oh, well, he was arrested in his own country and he was taken out. And so what? The man's evil. He needed to be taken out. He needed to be brought up on charge. He brought back here to face the charges and stuff like that. You yourselves said he needed to be arrested and brought back here to face justice, but you didn't have the guts to go after him. We finally got a guy that went and got him, sent our military, and successfully got him. And now you're going to sit there and play this game of, oh my God, he went in there and unlawfully did this, blah, 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 blah. Bull crap. You all just didn't have the balls to do it. That's all that was. Get a life. I'm just, it's just, what do you say to that? It's amazing to me that all I can say to that is if you vote Democrat, you are in it just as deep as they are. Because you support that 100% if you vote Democrat. Period. You're in it. You know, they want to say, oh, no, you can't lump everybody in one basket just because one person. No. If you vote Democrat, you're in it. You are just as responsible as them idiots. You voted for that crap. It's like that moron that got elected as mayor of New York City, Mamdani. That radical jihadist that's in office there in New York City, the Democrat Socialist of America. He is the worst thing that could happen to New York. He is the worst thing that can happen to this nation, other than Barack Obama. Obama got this mess started. And now we got him in there. And he's already just making a big freaking mess. Huge mess. He's already started it. And he's only been in there 5 days. Hell, you got Robert De Niro saying, I'm getting the hell out of here. And he supported the guy. I, it's, I'm sorry, but if you, I don't care if you voted for that moron or not in New York. If you're a Democrat, you support that moron. There's no way around it. There are, the parties are so far spread apart. So far apart. There's no more of this, middle ground to be reached. It's just it's gone. The days of coming together to reach a settlement, it's just not happening anymore. I wish it were. It would be nice to see them coming together and saying, hey, yeah, we reached an agreement on this, and this is what we're coming up with to help the American people. It's not there. It's just not there. They have no interest in it. And then you got Hakeem Jeffries. What a moron he is. After Trump sends our troops to go get Maduro, he lets the Democrats know about the operation. And Hakeem Jeffries, in his infinite wisdom, goes and sends message to Venezuela to let them know and let Maduro know that we're coming to get him. That's treason. That is 100% treason. That son of a bitch ought to be in jail right now. No ifs, ands, or buts. This is not people. The time for playing games is over. The time for accountability and responsibility needs to be going on right now. There need to be arrests. There needs to be people in handcuffs. This crap has to end. It has to. And it's almost getting to the point where us as citizens need to start doing what needs to be done. The Constitution allows us to do it. We can form militias and do what needs to be done. It says it right there. It says it. We can make citizen arrests, especially on counts of felony. Treason is a felony. And when it's done in the open like that, that's pretty black and white right there in front of us. It's not hard to prove that one. And these dumbass activist judges need to be brought up on charges as well and impeached and sent home, sent back on their way, impeached, disbarred, gone. We have so many corrupt people trying to run the chicken house, it's not even funny. And it's so sad that it's taken this long to be figured out because I've been watching it and seeing it happen for years. I have talked to people, had conversations with other people about it, and they're like, yeah, you're right, you're probably right. This is not looking good, and now they're coming back to me going, wow, you nailed it. This we should not. This nation should not, in one bit, giving a dime to the United Nations because that's a waste of time, a complete waste of time. That organization should have been dissolved 50 years ago because it has outlived its use. It has zero function in the world. Zero function. The European Union is just as bad, if not worse. Now the European Union's gotten so power hungry, that now they're wanting to start their own military. Why? Why? Because they want the power over all the nations that they supposedly represent. That makes no sense. That's not what that body was supposed to be for. NATO was supposed to be taking care of all that part of it all. They didn't need to have a military, but now they want one? NATO, there's another organization. Waste of time. NATO lost its mission once the Soviet Union fell. Its whole mission and strategy fell when the Soviet Union fell because that was the purpose of NATO, was to protect Europe from the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union collapsed. NATO should have been done, dissolved, and that would have been, and because NATO does serves has no purpose anymore. Has no purpose. Each country in Europe should have its own military and dealing with everything on their own. Have their own sovereign borders and everything. But oh no, look at what's happening over there now. They have their own illegal immigrant problem. They've imported all these Muslims from Africa and wherever, and they've taken over. And that crap is coming here. It's already here. They're trying to build mosques in Texas. Texas? I can't believe Texas is allowing it. All the Somalis that were implanted into Minnesota and here in Ohio. Thank you, Bill Clinton. He's the one that did that. I was working on the police department when he did that. I had to deal with those morons. And let me tell you, they hate us. They want to see us dead. Anytime I stopped one, oh, it was not fun. It was a problem immediately. And after that stop was over, all I said was, "Thank you, Bill Clinton, you bastard." And for what? Oh, because our helicopter got shot down. And we had to kill a few of them to get those pilots and our guys that went and rescued those pilots out of there. So we had to kill a few Somalis because they were trying to shoot at our guys and kill them on a rescue mission. Well, that happens in war. You're going to kill guys. That's how it happens. You don't reward a bunch of idiots in a third world country that are trying to take our people out by bringing them to the country of the people they're trying to take out. You don't do that. I, Bill Clinton was a moron. Hillary Clinton was a moron. But it got elected. It just amazes me. And now, these people are just the Democrats are just so off the charts, going nuts over this Maduro thing. And it just blows my mind because Maduro was a dictator. And the Democrats are supposed to be against all these dictators and want them out. And Here we got a president that went in there and took him out, didn't kill him, took him out alive to face justice, not like Obama did, where he just went in and just wiped him out, didn't care. I mean, how many did Obama get? God, I could have lost count. Went in with drone strikes and whatever, and had civilian casualties out the yin yang. Didn't matter to him. Same with Joe Biden. Didn't give a crap. Trump goes in and says, be right on target. Try to be as careful as possible, and don't take out take out the least amount of civilians you can. Get what you got to do and get out of there. They did. And the Democrats are going freaking crazy. Oh, it was unlawful and blah, 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 blah. No, you're just pissed because you couldn't do it. You didn't have the balls to do it. And here we got a guy that does. Us conservatives, hey, it's great when we got a guy that it's not afraid to do what needs to be done. President Trump is not afraid to do what needs to be done. He's a leader. A leader. I haven't seen a Democrat leader in years. Years. I don't think there's ever been a Democrat leader since I've been alive. The only thing you idiots are worried about are polls. What do the polls say? Oh, what's what the polls say? I think we should do this. Let's follow what the polls say. Next day, the polls change, and you're going, oh, wait a minute. We shouldn't have done that. Unbelievable. I could never run for office because I'm like President Trump. I I don't believe in polls. I don't care what the polls say. I just believe that there's stuff that needs to get done, and we need to take care of the American people. They come first. This is the United States of America, and we need to take care of our citizens first, not the illegal immigrants. They're not supposed to be here. Oh, I'm sorry, illegal aliens, because that's what they are. And yes, they are illegal. Human beings can be illegal because they're here illegally. It's just, this whole Democrats can put labels on everything else, but oh, we can't put that label on them. Oh, no, 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 no. That we can't do that. No, don't you dare. Wrong. You you put labels on me every chance you get. Call me a racist, Islamophobe, homophobe, blah 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 blah. Well, guess what? I got plenty of labels for you too. I just don't use them here. Mine are a little bit more specific and a little bit more cutting. And this is, I don't want to get into that kind of harshness, although I should, because you idiots don't give a rat's ass. Why should I? You know, I read this, I, I read these things by Occupy Democrats. That's and the funny thing is, I see this stuff reposted, and it's been people rely on it like it's the news, and all it is opinion. And it's not even good opinion because what they write, it's just recycled babble. They say the same thing in the article like 10 times, but it's just recycled in different ways to make the point. I mean, it's like, they say they make their point one way and then they turn around and write another paragraph and it's made another way. And then they take that same point and write it again in a third paragraph. And it just keeps going like that. And it's always about bashing Trump, bashing conservatives. It's never got anything to solve the problem. If anything, it's got more to increase the problem. Um, and push the problem further down the road. Why they do that is beyond me. I look at things and I see, I look, let's see, how can I put this? When I look at things and I try to look far ahead and try to look at the big picture of what, if I see a solution, what is it going to do to the, what's the long run picture? Where is it going to be at for a solution? How's it going to affect everybody? When you ask a Democrat, all they're worried about is right now. How are we going to do this right now? And what is it about? Well, let's make sure that we give all these people money right now. You can't do that because we don't have the money. You're just printing it up. When you print money, it devalues it. And that's inflation. Basic stuff. This is stuff that should be taught in school, and it's not. It's not. Why is this? I mean, I just, it is something that baffles the hell out of me. Why the simplest of stuff is not taught in school. I understand. I mean, it's all about, well, we got to teach them about real life experience. Well, the thing of it is, you're not even teaching that. You're not even close. So, how can you even justify that? It's not making any sense there. Um, I don't know. It The solution on this is, we got Maduro. That's and his wife, and that's good. That's a good thing. What needs to happen is we need to guide Venezuela to they held that election last year or in 2024, whatever it was. And that one lady was duly elected to be president of Venezuela. And it is our charge, as far as I'm concerned, our duty now to assist her in implementing her, getting her sworn in, and getting her government set up. Um, and getting things back to normalcy in whatever way we can. I don't know what it will entail, but we need to assist the best way we can in Venezuela to get them back to normal. Um, they wanted democracy. They wanted to get it or a republic type of situation like we have here. Now, the media will tell you no. And that's what they are telling you. No, they're telling you, no, they didn't want that. They didn't want Maduro removed. Blah, 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 blah. That's a bunch of BS. They did. If you watch videos on YouTube and online and stuff, the people were celebrating like crazy. They were happy as hell that Maduro was gone. They were in the streets like there was to no tomorrow celebrating. Okay? So don't believe the media. We can't trust them anyway. So, I mean, I do not watch the media. I do not watch them because I don't believe a word they say anyway. You have to just kind of, unfortunately, you just kind of have to flip through the social media and just kind of just get your bits and pieces that way and say, okay, well, This is what's being said here, and I'm watching this video. This kind of makes sense, and it may, and then keep flipping through, and that's how you got to kind of get news nowadays. I mean, it's sad. It's sad that you have to do that. It's like that kid that went to Minnesota and exposed all that fraud from the Somalis on the daycare centers and stuff. Holy crap. What was it up to? 19 billion, I think, in fraud that he exposed. And he's got everybody running, going, what are we going to do now? Oh, hell, he got Tim Walz to drop out of the governor's race. Good for him. Perfect. That's what we needed. Start calling these idiots out and making them run for cover. Hopefully the dumb moron will be indicted on something for that. That's unreal. But we need this is the stuff that's the good stuff that needs to be happening. That kid needs to be supported and helped in any way possible, because he's doing the tough work. He's putting himself out there, and wow, you want to talk about danger zone? He's in it. He's in it. So we need to be watchful for him and hope for the best for him and pray for him, because he's not afraid to do the Lord's work and expose the evil that's going on. And because by exposing this fraud, that's evil. And he's exposing it. He's not afraid to do that. And we need more like him that's not afraid to do it. There's a few out there, and God bless them for doing that. God bless them. Because it just needs to be done. And I would love to see Doge come back and just tear into these government institutions and bureaucracies and just tear them apart. I mean, they started out great, and I don't know what happened and why it stopped, but it needs to come back. It needs to start going after the Department of Energy, the EPA, and all these other crap places, departments in government, because it's all a bunch of crap. Hell, the Department of Energy was founded by Jimmy Carter and started because of the gas situation in the 1970s, because OPEC was withholding all the oil. And they needed to come up with alternatives to oils and stuff like that, and fuel. And here we are 50 years later, they haven't done nothing to come up with any alternatives. Nothing. Except supposedly electric vehicles. Oh, and they added corn or methanol into our gasoline to supposedly help it. I got news for you people. Methanol burns worse than gasoline. It actually pollutes the air more than gasoline does. And It ruins your fuel mileage because it doesn't burn as clean. And it also ruins your engine because it leaves deposits in the engine. Things they don't tell you. It's not good for your engine. It's worse. And if you've ever noticed, like when you use your lawnmower and you don't drain the fuel and over the wintertime and you try to start it next spring, how hard it is to start because if you didn't use one of those fuel stabilizers in it over the wintertime and all of a sudden that fuel is gummed up in the carburetor, that's the ethanol that's in it. That's from the ethanol. It's not good for your engine at all. That's bad. But your crazy environmental groups are going, oh, you gotta have that in there. It's making everything better. No, no. I was up in Montana a few years back, and they had 100% gasoline. I was driving my Ford F-150, and my fuel mileage jumped by like 7 or 8 miles a gallon using pure 100% gasoline over the ethanol crap. It was nuts. And I was in the mountains. Yeah, they lie their butts off. It's just like these solar panels and the wind power and all that crap. It's a bunch of BS. They need all you you would be amazed at how much oil it takes for one of those windmills. Oil. Huh. Like 200 gallons of oil to lubricate that windmill to turn. And that's just in the head of that windmill. They still have a storage tank in the bottom. Why? Is it really helping the environment when they have all that oil in there? And those things catch fire easy. And then when those windmills are done, they can't even do anything with them except bury them. And they're no good for the environment. They bury them, they go back, I don't know how, thousands of years later, and they're going to still be sitting there just like they are. They don't decompose. So how's that good for the environment? We're killing ourselves off. We're too damn stupid to even realize it. The human race is killing ourselves off, and we're supposed to be smart. Oh, we're smarter than Mother Nature. No, we're not. No, we're not. It's like all this crap we're putting in our foods. Why? We're genetically altering our food. Why? You think we can outsmart Mother Nature on our food? No, we can't. We're killing ourselves. Why do you think we have an obesity problem? It's because of the crap we're putting in our food. And who's the moron that's been approving this crap? And we can't even do anything about it. We just have to accept it. And then once all this stuff's in our food, damaging our bodies the way it is, and then you got the pharmaceutical companies going, oh, yeah, this is great because we're going to make a ton of money. because they're going to make the counter, supposedly, of what that wonderful garbage is doing to our bodies. Now they have to come up with something to counter that so they can make a ton of money. And now they're then now so now you're eating the garbage of food and they're making the pill of whatever chemicals it is to make you supposedly feel better. It's all a game. It's all a game. And we're pawns in it. And they're killing us off. And all in the name of what? Money. It's what it's about. Money. And they're smarter than Mother Nature. Mm-hmm. They think they're smarter than Mother Nature. And I say, bullshit. Please take care of each other. Watch out for where you're going. Keep your nose up. There are bad people in this world, a lot of them. It's not like anything I've ever seen before in my lifetime. Just be careful. Keep your nose out of your phones when you're out and about. Look around. Know where you are. Be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of who's around you. Make sure you don't have people following you. Things like that. Be aware of people just in the shadows. All of that. Please. There's just too much bad and evil going on. It's driving me crazy. Please take care of yourselves and take care of one another. If you see somebody hurt, don't just walk by. Help. And with that, thank you for listening, watching. My name's Bob Benham. You've been watching Real Thoughts with Bob Benham. And please take care of yourselves. God bless you. God bless the United States of America, because this is it. This is the last safe place on planet Earth. Without this wonderful, beautiful country, if we go down, there is no other place to go. Thanks again for listening. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.